Pădurea Hoia Baciu este un loc misterios.
Oamenii au mers în pădurea Hoia Baciu.
Apparently, this is supposed to be one, if not the worst, haunted forest in the world.
So we are finally somewhat near Hoia Baciu, and when I say near, I mean that's the actual forest. It's huge. It's so windy, by the way, but the forest is actually placed on like a massive hill compared to the city. The city is all the way down there. Also, leaving the paranormal aside, some real concerns about the forest are basically boars, stray dogs, and maybe snakes, mostly dogs, from what I know. So hopefully we won't encounter any of those, and maybe just some ghosts. So while you're seeing this footage of us struggling to climb up the hill, here's some more info on the forest. Hoia Baciu, a forest situated in Cluj-Napoca, Romania, named after a shepherd who went missing along with 200 sheep, is supposedly one of the most haunted forests in the world. The forest came to international attention in 1968 when Emil Barnia, a military technician, photographed what he claimed to be a UFO hovering over the clearing, also known as Poiana Rotundă or the Circle. Today, people who visit the forest report strange symptoms such as nausea, anxiety, the feeling of being watched, and the most common, the failure of electronic devices. So we finished climbing, you can tell by my voice, but we're here finally. So we're like 20 meters into the forest. We can already stop hearing the cars from the city, and we can only hear the ambience of the forest. We know a general direction of the Poiana Rotundă, which is the most famous place in the forest besides the crooked trees, which is, you know, the circle where nothing grows besides grass. I'm sorry if I'm sweating, but I'm fat, and this was a fucking workout. So as you can see, our data is basically already 1 out of 4 signal lines. I don't know how well the internet works now. I'm hoping to see if the GPS actually dies, like it becomes completely unusable. And I'm also interested in seeing if there will be any audio interference on the microphone, because those are some common things that happen in supposedly haunted forests where there's a lot of electromagnetic activity. We also have the EMF reader, the K2, so we're gonna be using that soon, so we can actually see if we get any readings, because there's nothing that could interfere with our stuff. We only have our cell phones and our camera, and that's it. I already heard a weird creaking sound, but it could be a tree branch. Let's go to the forest. So about 20 minutes later, we're still not in Poiana Rotundă. We're still trying to find our way. We kind of know the idea, general idea. We're gonna keep going, and if we see something interesting, I'm gonna record it. If not, we'll see you in Poiana Rotundă. Although this looks so nice. It's so peaceful.
Engine.
Yeah, so we definitely heard engines before, or this one rather. I also kind of had the impression that I heard kind of like a kid's voice. We're just going that way.
Not an engine. That's a chainsaw.
Yeah, we kind of hear a chainsaw or something. Yeah, we'll see. So that's the weirdest tree that we've seen so far, and it's actually kind of 2 of them. So it's really angled, which is cool looking,
And
to be honest.
Oh, this one too. Is that broken or something? What the fuck?
And the closest crooked trees are near the circle, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna be stumbling upon them by mistake or something.
Oh, a mark.
Oh, there's a red mark on one of the trees, as you can see it.
This might be then the official grave.
This could be, actually, because I feel like the actual circle is on a way higher elevation than this. So we're gonna follow this, and we'll see. So we took another detour just to kind of charge up for a bit, and we checked the map, and we're actually really close, although we were going in that direction. Yeah, we should have went that way. So we just gotta go past this. Basically, we gotta go all the way up there, and hopefully in like 10 minutes, I think we should be there.
Look at how many entrances in the forest there are.
Are finally here. I gotta say, it's smaller in person, but it's so weird. It makes no sense. As you can see, the trees just stop for no reason. The only thing that's even more uncommon would seem these, which I heard some people calling them as some sort of rituals, but it's actually just campfires because it's allowed to make campfires here. So there's multiple of those, and I guess one more over there. You can kind of see the wood. But this is the forest, the circle, Poiana Rotunda. But it's so relaxing. Maybe it's because it's the daytime. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel bad. I don't know. Although I do want to do something, which is use the K2 EMF meter to see if there are any weird things going on. So I'm gonna put this on a tripod because my hand is dying. So yeah. Okay, so it's 8:02 p.m. But as I said, we do have the K2 meter. This basically picks up electromagnetic fields and tying it to the supernatural / paranormal. Supposedly ghosts or entities of that nature leave electromagnetic signatures behind. I'm gonna turn it on. I want to see if something happens. I'm probably gonna ask some questions in Romanian because it makes sense. Here we go. So it's currently on 1. If I were to grab my phone, as you can see, it's spiking because electromagnetic fields. As for the camera, it doesn't really pick it up, so yeah. Since there are no electromagnetic fields besides our phones, even by just putting it somewhat in the same vicinity as my phone, it's gonna make it spike. So if something actually happens, let's give it a shot. Dacă e cineva aici, tocmai am sărit la 3 când am întrebat chestia aia. Dacă e cineva aici, în locul ăsta unde sunt eu, unde e bucata asta care emite lumini, ai putea... Mulțumesc de răspuns. Poți să-l faci să se oprească? Okay, s-a oprit. So it's picking up random things and I don't know what to make of it. So I'm gonna put it down and leave the camera watching it. And yeah, so I set up the GoPro to record the EMF and it's propped up on this first aid kit that has nothing in it that could potentially trigger EMFs. As you can see, it's on 1. And I want to record it up close just in case it does something weird like it does now by spiking to 2, which makes no sense. Or at least I cannot make any sense of it. Also, I changed my clothes because I was sweating. So can you tell us what you're making up, what you're DIYing right now?
Just a sharp stick, man.
He's making a spear, basically.
It's a sharp stick, not a spear, man.
So we're gonna try asking some questions, see if it does trigger DMF or if it's random, so we can actually kind of rule that out. My battery just dropped. Okay, I gotta change batteries because my battery just dropped from 50% to it's gonna die in a minute. So let me switch batteries real quick. If you were paying attention to the EMF right before I said that my battery died, you could see that it was slowly starting to spike. And as I was saying, or I was preparing to say that my battery died, it even went to solid second green, almost to orange. So that was weird because the camera never did this before. So yeah. Okay, so there's a new battery inside. Let's see if we can get any answers. Poți să faci și tu chestia asta?
It's most likely a phone. Oh, what? Oh! Lol. Ah, there you go. Dude. It's definitely the phone doing something, trying to connect on the internet. Okay, this is certainly weird, inconsistent. I mean, a bit.
Okay, so we're gonna rule out all of the devices. My watch is now in my backpack. It's probably 6 feet away, 2 meters, along those lines. Okay, there's a weird, I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's like a really low frequency hum. It's really strong. I don't know if it's an airplane, a helicopter maybe. Weird. So we can kind of see that it's slowly getting darker, meaning I'm thinking in about an hour it's gonna become dark. We're probably gonna leave and check for the trees, since we think it's in that direction based off of the touristic map that we could find online. So yeah, at least we kind of know how to get here, I guess. So that's where we're going. It's pitch black on the camera, but we can actually see just fine. Yeah. So apparently my second battery is also drained. It was at 80% when I put it in. Now I don't know if it's my camera just glitching out, which it never did before, or if the battery is actually dead. So I'm just gonna keep on recording and see how long it lasts, because it should last me like 2 hours a piece. If this actually dies on me, then something is weird. So there's a sign on the tree. It looks like an M.
It's Hoia Baciu project trail. Nothing too fancy. You can just follow it for scary stuff, I guess. Well, we're out now. We crossed the entire goddamn forest.
So I don't know if it's the forest doing this to my camera or if it's just random, but 2 batteries in a row. They didn't actually die, that's the thing. I'm still using this while it's still showing me the no battery icon, which is weird because it doesn't show the percentage. So we're gonna do a pit stop just to kind of, yeah, catch our breaths. So after all, we ended up leaving the forest altogether because we realized that we didn't have any food, we didn't have any water, we only had half a liter of Coke combined. So we decided to leave because, well, we were starving first of all, but we decided to come back the next night with a third friend, and we actually ended up going there at around 3:30 a.m. So here's that footage. So we actually came back at 4 a.m. We tried to hit 3 a.m. but we had to eat, and also walking all the way back here at night with just a flashlight was painful. I cannot see anything actually because of the LED that's on the camera, but I don't know if you can see anything. We're with the boys.
Hey there, boys.
Yeah, we're in the circle. We're probably gonna measure the EMF again and come up with some things or ideas that would we could use to investigate further with only the equipment that we have so far. So yeah, in the meanwhile, this is how it looks like. And this is basically what we see. How this looks at night. Yeah, it's pitch black. It's also kind of cold because it's, as you can see, my freezing temps.
Listen. It's kind of quiet.
Dogs in the background.
We can hear some dogs as well, all the way in the distance. I don't think any of them are in the forest.
Pretty much it's like a perfect circle, this spot that we chose. It's good that we brought some lights because it's actually pitch black. And yeah, this spot is considered to be the weirdest because, as you can see, like I said earlier, it's a perfect circle and it's rumored to be spots of UFOs landing here, but I don't believe that.
Oh, I
Never.
heard one story. A bunker was built under this place, and because of the metal and concrete, trees cannot grow roots, and that's why it's a perfect circle.
Yeah, there are a lot of misconceptions, I guess, about the place. A lot of people, as I said before, think the campfires are some sort of kind of rituals, I guess. If those were rituals, they'd be in the same place, because I would assume it would be some sort of a tradition to make it in the same place. Also, a lot of theories too. The ones about the UFOs, this being a common place for abductions and things like that. I don't know how much that actually makes sense. No. Yeah, if something actually happens, the most likely thing to happen would be wild animals or the rain. We're gonna set up the cameras and see if we can see something more interesting. I don't know. Okay, so once again we are gonna try the EMF meter, which is the K2. This time we turned off all of our phones and our smart watches because the EMF picks them up real quick. I also put my camera into airplane mode, and just for shits and giggles we're gonna be using this really cheap infrared camera. Hopefully the EMF won't pick it up. If it will, then we're just gonna be setting it up somewhere so it can kind of see us to an extent. So the EMF does not pick up the camera, which is great. Meaning we can record with this, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but as you can see,
It's not interfering with our investigation at all.
so this is what the infrared camera sees. I don't know how long the battery on the light is gonna last, so we're gonna make the most out of it. But we're gonna try asking some questions, some yes or no questions, once again in Romanian, just because it makes more sense to ask something in Romanian in Romania. Maybe we'll get something, maybe not, can't say for sure, but let's give it a try. As you can see, there is no contamination when it comes to the EMF.
Okay, first things first, I'm gonna boot it up again right now so we can see it. Okay. Okay, now it's
So it's on neutral. There's nothing that could make it spike unless it's out of the ordinary. So we're gonna talk in Romanian. So yeah.
Măcar. Adică gen...
Switch.
Adică gen...
Switch.
Adică gen...
S-a auzit un bang dincolo, înainte de cricket. S-a auzit un... Ok, moving on. Dacă e cineva aici, poți să faci ca dispozitivul ăsta, bucata asta gri, să lumineze. Are 5 lumini. Poți să o faci să lumineze, poți să te apropii de noi, dacă e cineva aici.
Dacă este cineva în prezența noastră și vrea să plecăm, spre exemplu, am să te rog să semnalizezi acest lucru prin acest dispozitiv. Poți să interacționezi cu el, poți să te joci cu el.
Poți să-l atingi. So far, so good.
Dacă vrei să rămânem aici, încearcă să anunți printr-un semn.
Fă un zgomot. Încercăm să ne mișcăm cu el pe aici, pe zonă, să vedem.
Ok. Ar fi foarte frumos dacă ai putea să atingi aparatul acesta. Să simțim dacă ești prezent. Sau dacă dorești să ne comunici ceva. Dacă îți place acest loc, încearcă să ne oferi un semn. Cum crezi că a apărut acest lăcaș, această poiană? Încearcă să ne explici.
Dacă într-adevăr poiana asta sau pădurea asta e numită după Hoia Baciu,
Hoia Baciu este prezent?
se află
aici?
printre noi cineva cu acest nume.
Domnul Hoia Baciu, sunteți prezent? At the moment we don't have any readings. And it seems that probably they are shy to communicate with us. So maybe we'll try moving a bit further in that way. Maybe we'll get something there.
We could also try setting it up as a static camera kind of angle as well.
Something like that.
I guess.
Ok. Eu am să mă îndepărtez. Tu poți să mergi fix lângă acest băț și poți să faci ce vrei cu aparatul. Absolut orice.
Okay, so we set up the camera and the EMF on this stick. Hopefully this will make it a bit easier to record and also maybe get some readings on the EMF as well. That way we won't have to hold it and we'll make sure that the camera will always catch it if something were to happen. In this case, we're gonna go back to asking some questions and hopefully we will receive some answers. Because apparently we did get a reading, but I was recording the trees because my cousin said that he might have heard something or the wind seemed a bit weird.
Dacă este cineva aici cu numele Hoia Baciu, am să te rog să te duci lângă acest băț și să te arăți. Dacă este altcineva aici, un alt om, o altă persoană, femeie sau bărbat, sau copil, spune-ne, te rog, cum ai ajuns aici? Ce te-a dus în această pădure mai exact? Aș putea să pun o întrebare foarte bold and fucking provoking. Dacă vrei să ne omori, apropie-te de acest băț.
Roșu.
No readings whatsoever.
So I would say that it's safe to say that there is no EMF activity tonight. I don't know if this is the regular or a normal night in Hoia Baciu or in Poiana Rotundă for that matter. But I think we might have to end our EMF session.
There's no activity whatsoever.
There's no activity, and the only activity that we got also not recorded, so we can't say for sure that it actually happened.
I guess that's it for the EMF.
Okay, so as a kind of a last effort, we are gonna use the GhostTube app, which I know it's an app, but it's developed by someone who actually does this for a living, haunted videos kind of thing, and it does work. It's not just mumbo jumbo. The only thing that's maybe something or somewhat less believable would be the dictionary that's in the app. I don't know how that works. It only has some languages. It doesn't have Romanian. We're gonna see if something gets picked up, if this also picks up my voice and somewhat or somehow throws out a response. We're gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna ask questions in Romanian once again. This also has a EMF detector on it, since the phone actually does have an EMF sensor in it. So yeah, I don't know. Dacă e cineva aici, poți să te apropii de mine? Poți să-mi dai un semn? So the EMF is not rising. It doesn't give me a response either by using the dictionary. Also, the app only lets you record for maybe a minute at a time. Makes it a bit of a pain in the ass to use, but we got nothing so far. We could also use the SLS, but it only has somewhat of a small range because it's using the LiDAR camera, I guess, from the phone. But also because of the 3 branches, it might actually confuse it for bodies or figures, so it might not give a reliable answer, I guess. But still, we're gonna give it a shot. Who knows? I'm gonna be using my flashlight as well, and I'm just gonna point it around and see if we see anything. So as you can see, it's only picking up random shapes and kind of turns them into stick figures. And to show you that it actually works, this is my cousin playing with a stick like a caveman. This is my friend, and this is the tripod, which it sometimes gets picked up as a stick figure, but nothing else. So what we're gonna do now is probably head out of the forest for a little bit. There's an exit really close to us, and we're gonna take a really small break, and then we're gonna be looking for the crooked trees, because apparently there are some nearby the circle. We didn't find them last time. Hopefully we'll find them now in complete darkness too. I haven't seen pictures of them on Google, so we might have to look it up just so we know exactly what we're looking for. But that's gonna be a pain in the ass too, because if you look up Hoia Baciu crooked trees, you're gonna get images of the crooked tree forest from Poland, I think. I may be wrong about this, but still, there are a lot of crooked trees in this world, so hopefully we find the right ones. So we looked around and we only found a couple of weird-ish looking trees. We didn't actually find the crooked trees. We know where the majority are, but we just couldn't get there in time because it was already getting brighter. We were really tired, so who knows, maybe next time. 4:52 in the morning. My camera batteries is finally starting to die. We were still on 1 battery. I still have the same icon that I got yesterday, but I didn't get it in the circle. I'm gonna count it as a camera glitch. I believe that this time the battery is actually kind of drained, maybe like 20%. Still kind of weird, but I think that's gonna be it for this adventure. Yeah, not a lot of things going on, not as haunted as people say. Maybe we just didn't get an active night. Well, yeah, my hand is hurting. Huge shout out to the boys for coming with me. I've been meaning to come here for a long time. And if this goes well, and if the video turns out pretty good, we're definitely gonna do more and go to more places. We just have to see when and where. This was Tales from the Other Side, Hoia Baciu Forest. I'm out.